What up, Gromies? Alright, check it out. Hey, yo, what up? The name is NerdGrows. I got the buttery turf flows of the way I make these herbs grow. This one's for all my tent homies and my earth hoes.
Yo.
Wait,
what are you doing, man?
What?
Start the podcast.
Alright.
What up, y'all? It's episode 10. We did it.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people say that when you hit episode 10, that's the sign that you can really do it consistently enough. I don't really believe them. I think that number's a little bit low because I've quit multiple podcasts in like the mid-20s. But yeah, this is our first big milestone here at NerdGrows. So today, I don't really want to follow the normal schedule of the show. And I just kind of want to have like a hangout celebration. We got some giveaways. I got some weird stuff to talk about. I'll still tell you how my grow is going. But yeah, let's just chill for an episode. All right, so I made a lot of progress this week with my garden. My city picker came. I got that set up. I got truck stop boner pills on day 2 from BGG. It's looking good. Got everything set up. Shout out to the Grateful Gardener for holding my hand during this whole process. As most of you know, he's the master of earth boxes, so I think I'm in good hands. On top of that, I also got a new canvas like I was talking about last episode. Because I believe last episode I hadn't made a decision yet, but I decided on getting a taller and slightly wider 2x2, like just the canvas. I have the whole, all the gear and everything inside of it still. But I found this one from Spider Farmer where it's either 26 by 26 or 28 by 28. I think it's 28 by 28, which, 2x2 can get cramped, especially if you're trying to do a lot of stuff in one. So having those like extra 4 inches around the edge really helps. Now, the original idea I had was once I got the taller 2x2, I was just going to put the city picker in it and just have that be like the dedicated city picker tent. But once I got the city picker in there, I didn't have enough room to put the humidifier on the inside. And I really dislike putting the humidifier on the outside just because you have to put that like drippy crinkle tube. So I'm using the AC Infinity humidifiers. When you're using it outside of your tent and you have the tube, you're going to get condensation buildup. And if the condensation rolls back into the machine, it like floods the machine and then you have to dry it out or it's just completely broken. But then you also have this pipe dripping in your tent all the time and you got to like put down a drip tray. And I don't know, I also don't like having the humidity coming in through the top of the tent. I don't know if that makes a difference, but it just feels weird to like put the humidity right out next to the exhaust. Like, how is it getting all the way down to the plants? I mean, I guess like, water's heavy, it'll sink down to the plants, but I prefer to have it just like fogging like under the canopy. I have no evidence to back this up. I'm just talking on my ass. I just like it more. So I decided to put the city picker back in the 2x4 and put my 2 smallest 5-gallon pots. Not smallest 5-gallon pots because they're all 5 gallons. The smallest plants in the 2x2. And then I have my purple pea that's almost done and the earth box in the 2x4. It's hard to explain. All right, so I started off this week with 5 plants, or 4 plants and 1 germing, right? So I had the blue slush. I decided to chop that because even though the trichomes didn't look like they were like fully developed to the point where it'd be great, but as you know, this plant was stunted. It was like the entire plant was like the size of a basketball. I decided to chop it because over the past week, the leaves were just getting like more and more brittle and it wasn't really doing anything. And I was like, all right, I think it's fully fizzled out at this point, and I don't know how much more benefit I'm going to get out of growing it longer. So I chopped it. I ended up getting 16 grams, and I'm lying. It was 15. I say 16 because I can lie by 1 gram. You guys won't know. Just, make it look a little bit better. Just throw 1 more gram on there, please. That said, I'm really excited for it because it was one of the strains that I like knew I wanted to grow when I first started growing. And it sucks that I did not do it justice, but at least I got like a ½ ounce to play around with now. And I know most of you would have killed it a long time ago because now like the criticism is fair. I could be 30, 40 days into another plant right now. That said, I had other, we had the Your Average Grow Along, the Night Owl Grow Along coming up. I had a few other things going on at the time where I was like, I have the room to just finish them, and I figured it would be a good learning experience, and I think it was. So the blue slush got chopped. Purple pea is still kicking and getting super fat for no reason. It's also about the size of a basketball, but compared to the blue slush, I'm going to guess that I'm going to get at least an ounce off of this little tiny thing. It should be close to an ounce at least, because it definitely has twice as much as the blue slush. So at this point, I had the purple pea in the big tent, just finishing off. It's on day 60 today, so I'm finishing off the last couple days of it. And then in the big tent is the city picker with truck stop in it, and that's on day 2. And then the 2x2, I have the Compton Kool-Aid and the lemon runts. Compton Kool-Aid's on day 18, lemon runts is on 11. So I plan either like today or tomorrow maybe, or Friday maybe, I'll put some craft blend on the Compton Kool-Aid. It's getting to be about that time. After I harvest the purple pea, I'll move the Compton Kool-Aid into the big tent with the city picker, and then I'll let them go. And then I'm just going to grow the lemon runts probably solo in the 2x2. And then maybe once one of the plants starts to get towards the end, if I can fit if I can start germinating another 5-gallon next, in the 2x2 next to the runts, then I'll start that. But yeah, my goal is to have maybe just have the city picker in the big tent all the time, and then use the other half of the big tent and the small tent to kind of either try to rotate a perpetual, a very small perpetual kind of thing. That's kind of what I was doing before. I was using the 2x2 to get through early veg before they go into the big tent, and then that lets you shave roughly a month off of your grow, because instead of starting a new plant in the big tent, every plant coming into the big tent is on day 30. Or maybe the other idea I had was get a second city picker and just run 2 city pickers in the big tent, and then in the small tent maybe try to 2 5-gallons. That'd probably be too big, but maybe try to do a 2 3-gallon scrog going on. I got a scrog net. I want to use it. Can you scrog city pickers, or does that throw off humanity's core temperature? Is that too dank? I do have I have a scrog net it came with the 2x4, and I do want to use it. I'm just not. I've only done LST for one grow, so I want to get better at that. So my plan is I want to use the LST clips on the Compton Kool-Aid once it gets a little bit bigger. And then same thing on the lemon runts. And then I haven't decided what type of training I want to do with the city picker. We'll see. That's down the line. My big concern is whether or not I'm going to run out before the Compton Kool-Aid is done. So right now I have about an ounce of Walter White left, and I have probably a half ounce of double grape left, and then now I have a half ounce of blue slush, which honestly, I should be good. You guys may be shocked to find out, but I actually don't smoke a whole lot. I guess not comparatively to a lot of what I've seen y'all doing. I smoke 2 small joints a day, maybe less. So usually what I do when I get home from work, I'll roll a joint, I'll smoke half of it, and then before I start cooking dinner, I'll smoke the other half. And then before I go to bed, I'll either roll a new joint and smoke half, or if I can finish up a couple bigger roaches in my ashtray, I'll just do that before bed. So I'm actually probably averaging less than 2 joints a day, which is good. Weed lasts a long time, comparatively. It feels like a lot of money when you're buying from the dispensary, but when you just have jars of it at your disposal, I'm just oh yeah, I guess my habit's not that bad. Actually, fuck it. I'll break the rules. I ain't got shit to do today. So all I've been smoking is...
Hey guys, it's Master Yoda 207. Have you asked your Gromy if scrogging could be right for you? Scrogging, or Sea of Green, isn't just about making training easier. It's about supporting those big, fat buds you're dreaming of. Embrace your inner Scrog Lord, your quest to fill each square with a bud site, nurturing them to grow big and strong.
Side effects may include chronic green thumb syndrome, extreme blood envy, sudden botanical bragging, green screen dream, grog strut, selective hearing, quantum leaf leaping, and oily discharge.
Talk to your Gromy today and see if scrogging is right for you and your path to cultivation greatness. Okay guys, Master Yoda 207 out. Keep on tucking.
and anxiety that you get from like a lot of heady highs. But Walter White, at least the one that I grew, it has like it's like gassy chemical lemon. Double grape is more, it's hard to explain. It's more like savory, but not in like a meat terps way. It kind of has like, it gives off, for me, it's like tea leaves. Like, you ever go to like a fancy tea shop and you
Oh, not again. Get his body out of here, get a new one in.
You ever go to like a fancy tea shop and they'll be like, oh, here's it's black tea with bits of orange peels and lemons in it. That's kind of how I feel about like the terps of the double grape. It's like if you bought tea that someone had cut up grape bubble gum in it, which I've had. There's a tea company around here. I haven't seen them in a couple years, so I don't know if they're still around, but they had a bubblegum tea that was tea that had like orange peel and apple slices in it, but it also had cut up gumballs in it. It was pretty good. I liked it. But yeah, it has kind of that vibe. It's like hipster tea. Is that what you call it? I don't know. I'm just being silly today. So I do have a conspiracy theory this week. So you know how there's a lot of fake breeder accounts on Instagram where it'll be like, oh, so-and-so genetics, and then you'll get a DM from so-and-so genetics with an extra S on the end to try to trick you. Same profile picture, everything. And then you're like, hey, I got free clones for you. I'll send flour to your house. And like, okay, you need to chill out. I have a weird conspiracy theory about it based on an interaction I had this week. I got a DM from a breeder, and obviously what they were offering me in the DMs was like too good to be true kind of thing. So I hit up some people who I know buy from that breeder, and I said, hey, is this their real account? They told me no. I stopped talking to them. Then a few hours later, I get a couple DMs from people who I don't know, and they're like, hey, by the way, that's a fake account. Here's the real account. That's a fake account. Here's the real account. And now, like, the optimist in me wants to believe that these were people doing their part for the community and finding the fake account, going through all of their followers and warning all of them, right? But I also know that the internet can be a real sleazy place at times. So here's the question I would like to pose, just because, I don't know, it was a weird idea I had, but do you think there are breeders out there who make their own fake accounts just so they can kind of scoop people outside of their own niche? So you make a fake account. So say I'm like NerdGrows Genetics, right? So I make a second account called NerdGrows Genetics 2 or something. And then I DM all these people with that account, just giving them like the deal of a lifetime kind of thing. Like, hey, I'll send you free clones. You know, I got buy one, get 8 seeds going on right now. Then on my main actual NerdGrows Genetics account, pretend that I found the fake account and then go and DM everyone and be like, hey, that's not real. This is my real account. And then you can kind of just, if you did, it's definitely a numbers game. But I mean, there's people out there with like scripts and bots and stuff. But if you did it to enough people, you could slowly scrape in followers of people being like, oh, since I got hit up by the fake account, I'm going to follow the real one now, just so I know I have the real one on deck kind of thing. It just felt odd that, like, I got hit up by all of these strangers being like, by the way, that's a fake account. And like, are there that really, like, maybe I'm just pessimistic about the cannabis growing niche. Are there that many good Samaritans out there? Let me know. I'm still the newbie. I'm the new guy on the block. Like shit. But yeah, but yeah, that's my conspiracy theory that I had this week. All right, next I want to talk about, which a lot of you saw on Instagram this week, is the new section to the website. So if you go to nerdgrows.com/glossary, I started a section of the site where I'm taking all of my grow notes and all of the advice people have given me, and I'm boiling them down to like 1 or 2 sentence little tidbits. And then I'm filing them under what part of the grow it helps you with. So that way new growers can go to the section of the website and just pick a topic and just learn a bunch of little like fun facts about it. There's not a whole lot. I think I'm at like 50 right now, but it's getting there. And I wanted to release it for the 10th episode as a way to kind of give back to you guys the best that I can. I'm good at websites. I'm good at internet stuff. So I was like, all right, let me build like a little tips and tricks database for new growers. I think it's coming out pretty cool so far. And with that said, we do have a giveaway on Instagram. I did a little like hangman style game to guess the word glossary, and it was fun. Y'all, I didn't realize I was going to get as many comments as I did. So you guys guessed it in like 2 posts worth of guesses. But the first person to guess the word glossary was our friend K-Pop. So K-Pop gets a shirt of his choice. I like to play little games like this from time to time. So if you're just listening and you don't follow me on Instagram and you missed out, go follow me on Instagram. You know what's up. It's at NerdGrows. Everything is at NerdGrows. And with that said, this week on Instagram, we also did a raffle for the 10th episode for this little celebration we're having. And honestly, I was overwhelmed with the amount of comments I got. I didn't realize anyone was really paying attention. But yeah, I think we end up getting like upwards of 30 entries. So what I'm doing right now is I have everybody's names who entered. I have it in a spreadsheet. I'm just going to use Google RNG, random number generator. If you just type RNG into Google, it'll pop up just a little random number generator you can use. So I'm just going to roll 2 random numbers, and that's who gets the t-shirt of their choice of either the NerdGrows shirts or any of our sponsors. All right, can I get a drum roll or something? I'll probably put a drum roll here in post. All right, the first winner is 5-1 Baked, my hometown homie. What's up, dude? Hit me up. We'll get a shirt out to you. And shout out to 5-1 Baked. He was someone where when I was very, very new, I mean, I'm still new to the whole community, but when I was very, very new, you know, he DM'd me. We bonded over our love of hip hop music. And yeah, just someone who made me feel very welcome when I was the very, very new guy. All right, let's see who the second winner is. We got, drum roll, just kidding, Joe's Canna Grows. He's a new friend. We just started talking like over the past week or so. And congrats. Hit me up. Let me know what shirt you want, what size, and we'll get everything out to you. All right, so just a quick recap. For the 3 giveaways we did this week, winners of free shirt of their choice is K-Pop, 5-1 Baked, and Joe's Canna Grows. And thank you for everyone that entered, and we're going to do it again sometime. But yeah, a little bit shorter episode than usual. Like I said, I didn't want to go through the whole thing this week. I kind of just wanted to celebrate hitting episode 10, give you guys some stuff, give you guys some shout outs, because I couldn't have done this without any of you. And I probably would have given up by now if it weren't for all of you. No, I'm just kidding. I would have at least made it to episode 10, but I would have quit today if if you guys weren't listening. Nah. But yeah, seriously, for those of you who have been listening since episode 1, you know that I have like a lot of social anxiety and anxiety issues, and it's kind of hard to sit here and talk to yourself, but I'm getting used to it. Hopefully you guys can see the work I'm putting in. I love you guys. You're the best. Everyone who's shown me support, has given me advice, and I'll get there. I'll get to the point where I'm giving other people advice. But until then, I'll see y'all next week. Peace.